let's get down to it. We'll just run through it real quick. So this is the latest and greatest Stamsork build for 2021. A lot of people have been asking for this though. We put up a couple IC event videos of this, and there's a lot of questions. So here it is. We're using Hrothgar. Probably gonna get nerfed, but it's not yet. Pretty easy to get too. So we have double mace, a Nirnhone, a sharpened, a disease, and a poison enchant. Okay. Now it's a light set, so then we have it with a ring and a necklace, both infused for weapon damage. And then we have a ring infused for weapon damage, Malakath. You can do Malakath, or you can do, I mean, there's a couple ways you could do two-piece Balork and do no mythic item, or you do Sithis and put 3 Hrothgar jewelry on. If you're doing Malakath like I am, which I think you can afford to do this patch easier than the last one, then you're all good. And I'm sorry, Hrothgar's heavy. I'm confused, and Dark Convergence is the light one. Hrothgar's in heavy. So our other piece is up here on our chest. My traits are kind of all over the place for the armor. We'll put this on alcasthq's website. If you really want to reference traits there, you can probably more min-max there. But for the most part, I did a lot of divines. I probably wouldn't recommend it. Frankly, I think the only thing that really is a problem is like Night Blades hitting you from stealth. They can hit really hard. So I'd probably do a lot more impen. Reinforced is okay here, or infused or something for the Hrothgar chest. The other parts, we have 5 Deadlands on the body. Helmet, belt, boots, legs, gloves. Try and chant as much as you can. Like, technically all of it. That's how it'll be on the website. Again, I have a lot of divines, but you can go more impen and well fitted for survival. And then we have one-piece Balork. And then on the back bar, a Vaishran, ideally, again, if you could, like this shouldn't be sharpened. This should be a sword, a 2-handed sword. You could either, you know, get it as a Nirnhone or whatever the healing trait is. It's a back bar weapon, so it really doesn't matter. You're not doing anything back here but buffing with it and getting the frenzied momentum. So that's pretty much the equipment. For Mundus, I run personally the Warrior. Again, works fine for me. You could flex something here. Maybe if you want more move speed or something, if you're not an orc. I don't know. But I use the Warrior, Mundus. Obviously, it's a little jacked up with divines, so it's a little higher. And then food, very important. You gotta. Smoked bear haunch, very good food. This is pretty key to just making this all work. This build's pretty much like a one-shot thing. It's very much a one-shot deal. If you don't one-shot, you keep making attempts to do so. I'll explain the skills, and then yeah, that should then we can kind of show how it hits. And yeah, I have poisons back here too, if you want. Sometimes I use this when I'm against heavier targets. Sometimes I'll rebuff and do like light attack buff, and this will proc stuff. It'll proc a poison, and then you can also bleed them out again on the front bar. Then you load up your big combo, which I'm going to explain. So as far as skills go, I have Rending. We have Streak. We have Whirling Blades for executing. Camo Hunter. We have Crystal Weapon. Dawnbreaker. And you can flex these ults too a little. Dawnbreaker is real nice here. I usually do Shooting Star in the back bar as well. You could use the Sigic ult if you have the faith that it will go off and actually work for you. We have Vigor here. Race Against Time, Hurricane, Rally, and Dark Deal. So everything back here is buff or, you know, healing. On the front bar, Crystal Weapons, so to speak, is kind of pre-strike buff. So when you're actually engaged, you're pretty much doing rending or whirling. And an ultimate, maybe. I think the best thing to do, which I usually do in a lot of videos, is I will watch BG we just did, I guess, from earlier today. Just picking a random one. And I can kind of talk through it and pause and show what we're doing. But in short, to give you an idea, this is a heavy burst build. What's going to happen is when you're in combat, you can get up Frenzied Momentum. So you need to be in combat for this. Frenzied Momentum is one proc. Hrothgar is going to be another proc. Deadlands is another proc. Then we have the poison and disease damage here. Okay? Actual skills coming in. We have Rending that's going to hit, along with your double attack from medium. Along with Crystal Weapon. Henny, thank you for 4 months. Welcome back, dude. Along with Crystal Weapon. And then, all the meanwhile, we're also going to streak before we do this, or Dawnbreaker. So, they're going to get hit with, like, roughly, like, 10 things. Just like that. And that's kind of the point. Alright, Zenimax heard you loud and clear. You guys wanted an end to proc sets. Well, the proc sets to end all proc sets are here. Alright, this is pretty much as brutal as it's got for proc sets. It's really hard. Alright, so just pull this up. This is our first BG of the day. We can go through and watch this and just kind of look at what we're doing. I'll slow it down a little, so, and we'll pause as well as we go through here. I saw Sork use Elemental Weapon instead of Rending. Thoughts? Okay. That won't work with this build. You could use it for a different kind of thing, like an Overload type build, which I'm not crazy about. They're easy to dodge. This one gives you a lot more control on what you want to do. So Elemental or Psijic Weapon require a light attack, which means I can't proc this. Right? I can't proc my Frenzied Momentum. Frankly, Frenzied Momentum should be used on like every stand build at this point. That's pretty key. Deadlands, also proc them with it. These say they require a heavy attack. They do not require a heavy attack. For people that are newer to the game, I should explain this too before we start watching. This is what a heavy attack should be, but it's not. Right? Let's get in combat and show. So now that I'm in combat, if you didn't read this, 5 stam skills, and we're going to get this proc up. And I will show how we do that in PvP, but so this is me doing it. When it's up, it's pretty clear it's up. You see the orange coming off. See that orange trail? That lets me know we have Frenzied up, which is a real important part of our combo. Deadlands won't always be up. Hrothgar's Frenzied, and Crystal Weapon can always go, though. And those alone will kill a lot of your targets. But this is what a heavy attack, like... Okay, that procced Deadlands and Frenzied. And as you saw, it was just that. It wasn't that. So just a little medium attack. You just hold it down for a little. And it's a medium attack. So it's kind of a misleading tooltip and description in the sets that work that way. Okay? Anywho, let's start watching this. So, as we hop into the match... Sorry. Alright, here we go. Alright. I cycle buffs a lot. You'll see me constantly rebuffing things. Part of that process is we have really good sustain between Dark Deal and the Smoked Bear Haunch. So we can Dark Deal a lot. And a lot of times you see me refreshing things. Sometimes it's because... for the most part, it's to proc Frenzied Momentum. You constantly want to be using stam skills. You also want to keep your buffs up as long as you can. Sometimes, you know... This build is just a lot of buffing, prepping, and finding the target and hitting them. So keeping your buffs topped off is really important. So here we go. We're buffing up. Hurricane's our armor buff. That's pretty much should always be up. Rally should always be up. It's our buff, but it's also a functional heal as well. And Race Against Time kind of should always be up. Race Against Time's like usually the thing you pop right before you go in. Not including Crystal Weapon. Crystal Weapon... again, I'm trying to think of this in a mindset of people that don't know it's the game too well. But Crystal Weapon pretty much buffs our attack. See that? What it does, it buffs whether it's a light or medium attack. It'll hit, it buffs it here. So it's going to do 12.5k physical damage and reduce the armor. Point is, it stacks with all the other stuff. But that's like the last thing you do right before you go in. Usually you're buffing that, streaking in a lot, and then doing that medium attack. That's kind of your combo. Is that streak and then hitting. And you want to be holding that light attack and turning it into a medium attack. As soon as you streak, you're holding it. Alternatively, you're holding it beforehand and hitting and then streaking. Doing that, Endor with Dawnbreaker is kind of what we're doing. And Hrothgar will proc once they're CC'd, which Streak is doing. Anywho, let's watch it here. So we're buffing up here. There's Crystal Weapon. Rally's already up. Hurricane's already up. Race Against Time's already up. All right. Here's me trying to wind that medium. If he's coming into me, I'm going to release it and then streak. He went behind the pole, so I'm probably going to hit the dude on the left. Yep. So we streaked over. What immediately procced was Streak, Chill, and Hrothgar's Chill. He was out of range for the medium, so we're pumping it right now and dropping it right there. And again, we're seeing the damage hit. Befouled Weapon, Disease, Rending, Poison, Rending. All that stuff just hit right after that. And he's dead. Alright. So, redoing Crystal Weapon here. What we won't have is Frenzied Momentum's not up right now. Hrothgar's not up. Hrothgar's low cooldown. I think it's like 7 seconds. So Hrothgar will get up a lot. In between kills, if you've just kind of dumped all your procs, at this point, what you want to do is wound your target. You want to get your dots on him, your rending on him, maybe the Crystal Weapon, just kind of lowering his stuff, but I don't want to CC him now. I want to save that for my combo. So now I'm going to try to probably get up Frenzied Momentum and try to streak him. Everything else is just wounding him in between. At this point, when you're doing this, you will not use your medium and heavies, because if you had Deadlands up, if you have Frenzied up, you don't want to waste them. You want to combine everything into a small window and dump it all together. So there we go. We just did a Crystal Weapon. We streaked through him, procced Hrothgar's, everything. We did the little wound beforehand though, and that made the execute easy. It's because I hit him just before I did that, then buffed Crystal Weapon, then we dropped everything. That was without momentum. So there's Frenzied Momentum up now. Frenzy you can get up on a lot of targets. You ever see light targets? Like, whenever you're doing this too, you're gauging your target. Like, I look at this guy, I always look at their health. I see where we're at. It's 30k, this is a DK. You don't know their build, so some players you see, you'll understand like how much damage you can do. 30k is a pretty good amount. Usually you want like a big full combo for that, but can't always get it. All right, here's a bunch of people. It's a great time to use our ult. I personally try to save my ult a lot for when it's good. This guy looks weak. He actually got killed. I streaked in, that procced Hrothgar's. Got CC'd. I forgot to mention earlier, I use tripods. It's one of the first times I really use tripods. That in conjunction with the food allows you to keep this build going all the time. I absolutely hate getting CC'd. It's terrible this patch. I miss my immovable, but I only will really use the immovable if I'm in CP Cyrodiil. As far as CP goes, I'll put that on the website as well. Maybe we take a look at it, but that'll be on the website as reference as well. It's always easier to read that stuff there. Streaking through here, kind of resetting it. If I don't have what I feel comfortable in immediately killing someone, I kind of reset, I stall, I buff, I heal until I find something I like. That is a good way to play this build. Here's a guy that's alone. We streak in, medium attacking him. And right there, like, we procced momentum and everything as well. So we procced Hrothgar's Frenzy Momentum. I didn't see if Deadlands hit. But you don't always need Deadlands. Deadlands is great for those. The reason you use Deadlands is it gives a lot of weapon damage. It makes everything you're doing hit really hard. So all your physical skills are still hitting hard too, on top of all this. Which is why our weapon damage is high. This is our weapon damage here, by the way. Right in the middle. So we sit, you know, self-buffed over 7k on our front bar. Which is great. So there we go. We just procced Frenzied Momentum. This dude's walking right into us. We're probably going to drop the medium attack on him and then streak him immediately after. Or Dawnbreak. So here's a Dawnbreak. Now, a lot of this damage splashed over to this guy because the beauty of this build is all these procs are also AoE. So Hrothgar's is AoE. Deadlands, Frenzied Momentum. When you start piling people and grouping them, you can do this. I never even targeted the dude in the back, but he got hit by everything minus the Rending and the Crystal Weapon. So he's weak. Can move up, Tornado, and clean him out. Now we just focus on finishing this guy, putting up Crystal Weapon, and again, just kind of, you know, at this point, you want to make sure Rending's on people when they're trying to run like this. Do Crystal Weapon and usually medium attack into a Tornado. It gashes their health, gets them low, and makes your execute hit pretty well. So seeing I'm putting up Crystal Weapon there, I'm trying to stun him so I can finish executing because he's healing up pretty well here. He's not healing up that well. I mean, I'm just trying to lock him down. There you go. There's the streak medium combo, and he's just boom dead. So everything's in chunks with this. Okay. I hop out of the spawn. Same thing. So you see all the numbers pop up above their head there on the front end of the combos. Or watch again. Here's rally and everything up. Race against time. Gonna switch over. Crystal Weapon right there. And now we're doing our medium strike combo there. And you see, again, like this is what it should look like when you're going and hitting these people. And see, this guy got splashed with that damage. So fighting people in groups is great. Also lining up streaks and everything. And if you fight with people that are using dark conversions, it's pretty sick. I tried dark conversions for a minute. I didn't really like it too much. I find this to be so non-stop effective, and this is good at killing everything. So yeah, just kill there. Just keeping pressure on this dude. That dude popped a rest ult, so rather than sit here and dig in damage too much on him, we should be resetting. Alright, his rest ult's down, but I just got dark conversions. It's time to heal up. So we just re-rallied. Just getting stats back up here. See if we can help our teammate before he dies, but he is a Necro. There's a Crystal Weapon. It's a good tell of when they're about to strike. Drop the Dawnbreaker again. Front guy just died from that. While the back guy healing is who is really in our sights. So again, good AoE. You wanna hit people when they're grouped. Like if you have people spread out, you can move around as a Stamsorc and kind of keep circling them, and eventually they kind of group up on a corner chasing you, and then you streak back into them and drop everything. That's kind of how you want to play it. If you're running around alone, that's what you want to do. So we streaking on this guy, procs Hrothgar, and then he's deleted from Deadlands, Frenzied Momentum, and Crystal Weapon. The Rending and everything else never even made it to that guy. That's like an average PvE player though that's looking to get their daily done. So if you run this in Battlegrounds, expect to have a lot of experiences like that. You're gonna have random dudes that are trying to do their daily that don't really care. And this meta is terrible if you don't boost your health up and everything. They can't do anything against you. They really don't have a chance. And yeah, that's not the best design, but what are you gonna do about it? You're just gonna put up Crystal Weapon and one-shot him, right? That's that's the way to be victorious, baby. So here we go. We disengage, healing up, dark deal, dark deal, dark deal. Top off your stam as much as possible because you're gonna sprint in and do that. Okay, Crystal Weapon, heavy attack, rending. That's all that was. All right, this guy's weak. Boom. Little bar swap. Cancel. He dead. Do people run high HP pools in this game? Not before noontime. No, sir. All right, so I'm applying pressure here. I hit him. I drop rending. Two guys are coming in. What are they going to do? They're going to dogpile on whoever's closest to them. All right? Which is that guy. Beauty of the Stam Circ. I get to move back. Now I get to come in on the clean attack from behind. Boom. Dawnbreaker. All right, this is kind of how you want to fight with this build. You're not like tanky. You don't sit there and take damage. You heal and have high mobility. And yeah, so you just come in, you make strikes. We really spit out a lot of our stamina. We disengage. Do it again. Okay. Here comes this guy again. Poor Gulamwan is he's having a tough time. All right. He's an Argonian. He's not using CC break. He's dead. All right. If you use this in certain battlegrounds, you're going to have a lot of targets like that, though, and you don't have to use things on him. Like, you don't have to ult that guy. And once you've identified your target and you know what he's capable of, like, you start to treat it like that, right? So I know I don't have to expend anything on him special. If anything, I will try to group him up to one of his friends and just focus on his friend, and he'll die from splash damage, right? Pretty standard right there. Crystal Weapon, boom, just comboing in. There's Frenzy Momentum procced. Or it's ready to proc, rather. That's what that orange tail is on us. It's ready to go. Sorry, give me a second. I don't know what the hell that is. Alright. Coming in here. Laying some pressure. I might be able to speed this up, maybe. Because we don't have to watch the whole thing in slow-mo. I kind of wanted to show some of the combos, though. Alright. I died again to the Dragon Leap. Fool me twice. Shame on me. Dragon Leap really sucks. It freezes your character. Be aware, with DKs, they're going to dot you, pressure, and then look to leap and execute you. You're vulnerable to it. If you want, you can always boost your health. I don't like to do that. I like to live on the edge, dude. Alright. So again, yeah, just chilling in the back. You see, just kind of lurking, watching the fight, finding an ideal place to strike. I love to kill Magsorks. They're a pain in the ass. They burst pretty heavy, too. That's usually what I'm eyeing up. Nightblades and Magsorks. They're pretty annoying to deal with. Outside of that, if you can execute a healer and it's a team fight versus team fight, you want to get rid of them early too. But yeah, a lot of this is just practicing rotation, staying alive, making good decisions. Like I've realized now I shouldn't stay in that fight. That was a 1v4 if I stayed there because my teammate died. And all I need to do is get a half health and then someone will leap me and it freezes your character. And that would be bad. So there we go. We dumped some damage on him. Looks like there's some easy kills over here. My team's already wounded. So we're helping with that. This dude's pretty much done. But here comes his team. There's the Dragon Leap. It's part of why we want to stay topped off. Whenever I'm dark dealing like this in the middle of the fight, keep Vigor up. Keep Vigor up. Rebuff Rally early. So if I get bursted while I'm dark dealing, I can CC break and rally, and my Vigor's already ticking. You must learn to do that. It's going to keep you alive in these situations where I'm under pressure right now. My stats are kind of low. My magic is very low. But our regen's good. And we're going to come back and apply pressure and do that. We just hit him with the full combo there because Frenzied was up. That's what you're doing is while you're doing this and applying pressure and coming in, you're making bursts. When you have Frenzied and Hrothgar, you can do a lot of damage and possibly Deadlands if you haven't done a medium attack and, you know, since it procced last. Because that's the longest cooldown of them all. Is Deadlands is 15. It is pretty worth it because there's certain times you need that, and then it gives a lot of weapon damage. So again, me coming in here realizing I probably shouldn't initiate on these full team. The Mag Circ's healing. There's 2 DKs that can leap. It's a pretty shitty situation. We generally want to wait for them to kind of break up, move around, get distracted, whatever it may be. Once you know the DKs uses leap, you can play your fight differently. At least for those until he gets a new one up. For a little bit, whenever a Dragon Knights uses leap, you're in a bit of a safety net. You know what he's limited to. Coming back in on the backside of this fight. There's a good hit. Probably a good example. Let's roll that one back. Good example, because we probably have Deadlands here too, but we're getting everything up. Frenzied Momentum. We'll see it pop here in a second. There it is. Frenzied Momentum's up now. Hrothgar's is up. Most likely, we're having... So, like, if you didn't see him, there's videos during the IC event, you're seeing me strike a lot like this. And it is when everything's up on larger groups. So we're coming in with the medium attack, and we're going to cut that medium attack off with a Dawnbreaker. See how it went right from the medium attack? It's already procced. Things like Frenzied Momentum have already procced. Crystal Weapon procced. Heavy Attack procced. Alright? That's what all this damage is. The Dawnbreaker's going to hit. And right after that hits, it should stun people because we're hitting them blind. So they're not blocking. They don't know this is about to hit them. Alright, now that's smashed in. There's Hrothgar's proccing off the stun from Dawnbreaker. Now we want to finish them up with Execute. So we're going to go in and Steel Tornado. Couple spins. If they're tankier, start bleeding them out with Rending. Boom, there's the Rending. Putting up the Crystal Weapon in case this guy holds block and starts healing. But he doesn't know what's happening. He's dead. Okay. That's a big part of what you're doing. Is hits like that in the fights are pretty easy to do if you're just, you know, constantly moving around, positioning. You see how hard I just got hit? I got hit by a Crystal Weapon, Crushing Weapon, Light Attack, Overload. That's what that was. That just chunked about 75% of my health. He's doing like a scuffed version of what we're doing. Okay. So we streak in on the back healer. We're applying pressure to the healer here. That's what we're going for. Line of sighting. Getting our combo up. Trying to bash that thing so it doesn't heal him. We're low on resources right now is the problem. Real low on resources. Gonna go in. Really want to get rid of this healer. That sucks because I was out of stamina. I was about to hit him. I'm trying to kill the healer with the full combo, Frenzied Momentum and everything. Because if he's dead, the other guy's dead. When you have a healer, you want to try to eliminate him. Like, that guy shouldn't be a problem without his healer. Because we have another dude with us. From here, just apply pressure, keep your health up. You're good. Don't get dark conversions. Don't streak off the edge. Rest will take care of itself. There we go. We got Frenzied up. I streaked in. Hrothgar proc. He just died instead, though. Yeah. Yeah, Mangio, oh, is that out now? I knew of that. I knew that was coming. I couldn't say anything. Let me, see, again, the combo. Putting up Crystal Weapon here. Frenzied up. Bashes heal off. Big combos. That's the main point of this is you want to unload combos in big bursts. There we got a Hrothgar proc with the Dawnbreaker. I mean, you can see it's a lot of damage. Like that's the kind of stuff you're looking for. It's big spikes, more so than pressuring. Your pressure is very light and only done in between combos. Yeah. This man has captured the relics. These Dragon Knights are pretty annoying. Right there was good. Those guys were together. They took a lot of AoE damage. The healer died immediately. That dude was 30k health and it's all gone in a very short window. I think that was because the Hrothgar hit him even harder, because so the way Hrothgar works is it procs on whatever your target is. I procced it on the DK. It ended up hitting the Sorc for a lot harder than it should have, because of how it works. Dark Convert. So much of this game is jumping out of Dark Convergences right now. This match isn't even bad. There's some it's just non-stop everywhere. And the people that actually would follow up on it will hit you really hard. Find a good Necro using it. It's disgusting. And brutal. It's very hard to escape, even if you know it's coming. Alright, so we're getting our combo up here. Frenzied Momentum. That guy unfortunately just pulled him, which would have been good if I was there right before it happened. We still killed the healer anyway, which is nice. Again, just Vigor up first. Rally. Dark Deal. Dark Deal. You see my health. We're healing up. We still have Rally Burst Heal right now. Taking a moment to kill that dude. Dark Dealing again. Race Against Time. Crystal Weapon. Medium attacking. Streaking. Vigor back up. Misclicking Evil Hunter in. Meant to rally. See this guy going by. We're just going to turn and make sure he dies, which he did. Gonna go up here, reposition. Get us a little breathing room to try to fight this dude. There's our pot. Our pot's up, going in. Getting pulled by Dark Convergence again. Feels good. Wanted to go in and Dawnbreak him in the back, but yeah, there's Dark Convergences everywhere, man. It's part of the reason this will probably be the only build for me this patch. It's just, it's kind of a rough environment in PvP land, but this works. All right, same thing. Medium attack, streak. Boom, he's dead. That's so you see how much of it you're not constantly in the fight with this build. That's what you want to do. You want to be line of sight and you want to be watching your enemy, getting your stats up and just coming in, taking chunks. If you've never really learned movement well, this build will train you to do so, because it won't work if you can't move around. Constantly keep in line of sight. Here comes the DK. I'd rather get that guy, but if he's going to dip on his dude, I'm probably going to turn around and wait for them to line up. You see how I wait for that? Okay, let's look at that. Another good example, because that doesn't just happen to click. I see them both commit to this guy, so I give it a second. This is why Meteor's on the back bar too. So I fired a Meteor here. I just fired it. Okay. I just streaked in. Okay. Hrothgar's just procced with streak. Boom. Meteor's hitting right after the streak. Okay? Just hit both of them. That's why Meteor's there for bigger groups like this. Not only does it do the initial hit, but this ground dot stays. And a lot of people will stay in that because, I mean, they're either slow to break in CC or, yeah. But you can use either one. You can use the one that slows. I use the one that gives ult back because I usually, I don't know. I use it a lot in Cyrodiil. Like, I only hit 2 targets there, and we're already at 85 ult. The one that gives you ult back after it hits. Not bad. If you hit multiple people and you happen to get, like, a kill, I'm pretty much about to have a Dawnbreaker up. Alright. So, bada bing, bada boom. This guy just applying pressure now. We killed his 2 teammates. We want to get frenzied up. We have a Dawnbreaker. But we're waiting. That guy's rest ulted. Green are free kills right now. We're getting rid of the 1. Because green doesn't have a healer. Difference between having a healer and not's big. Whenever we remove red's healer from the equation, the fight's very quick. So we streaked in, hit there, dropped the Dawnbreaker. 1 dude died. I don't think I got the healer. Unless something else happened to him. Or maybe someone else followed up. This dude wants the tail, which is fine. There's that full combo, a medium attack into a streak, which pretty much procced everything. It's not steady damage, though. The reason I don't stay fully committed there is because you don't know what else could enter the fight right now. I could have another guy leap onto me. I could have, you know, I know there's not a Nightblade bursting, but you could have a Nightblade bursting on you as you stay and commit to that fight, and then you're dead. You need to remain mobile with this build. So again, I'm pretty much just applying pressure and taking pops at him. If you really want to hit this guy with everything, you wait 15 seconds as well for Deadlands or whatever, however many seconds it is. You drop the Meteor, you streak through him, then you proc all 3 of your sets with Meteor, where they can't block the Meteor. That's the point of dropping the Meteor and streaking, by the way, is they can't block the Meteor. Normal reaction is to block the Meteor when it's coming, and then suddenly the Meteor hits unblocked, and you take a full heavy attack unblocked. And then you get the Meteor dot. The Meteor is a real heavy hit. That's your ultimate combo if you really have like a heavy tank. That's what you want to do to them. Like a tanky healer. You want to try to address them with that. Or blindside them with Dawnbreakers just as well. But sometimes they're like perma-blocking and it's pretty tough. But yeah, any questions on this? The dude's name is Septum Talos. Yeah, Septum Talos is at it in there, dude. Another medium attack streak combo. So that pretty much procs everything. You do a medium attack into a streak, boom, procs everything, including Hrothgar's. Hrothgar's is tuned up right now and probably lower the damage. They'll probably not lower the cooldown. But streaking with it, it's just a lot of damage. It really is. Here comes a Khajiit player that looks dazed and confused. Yeah, green team was struggling, but frankly, in a lot, like, that's probably like 50% of the BG population right now as well. And this is a great build to kind of mop them up, but this works, you know, very well against some good players. Like, Reddit, you know, they had DKs, they had a healer and stuff too, but yeah. Exclamation point stamp sort to see the build specifically. So we'll put this up on YouTube for people that want to reference it. Is there any questions? Thank you, baby. Any questions or something we missed? The combo is what it is, pretty straightforward. It just takes some practice. Not only learning your medium attack, and you can do that in game. Thank you. So yeah, I have 20 in the health. Looks like for CP, I don't think Rejuvenation's worth it too much. It's not bad though. It's pretty useful for what we do. We had max health, 5% damage reduction. I don't know about the max health one either. Survival instincts is crazy. Blue one's really important. Master at Arms, Deadly Aim, Ironclad, Oculent Overload. If you're solo, you don't have to use this, although I probably still would. That one's really nice. And then here you go for the other ones. I don't even know. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, feel free to ask any questions and comments on the YouTube, or if you don't understand the combo or whatever it may be. This is again the meteor combo. You kind of do it like this. So you drop that meteor, bar swap in, streak stun. That's always good. It's a way to hit a block guy with a lot of burst. Whereas if I Dawn broke him, he would block it. If I streaked him and then tried to Dawn break, he would have already CC broken and blocked it. Drop a meteor and then streak him. Now we're talking. That's kind of, I think it's pretty much it. So yeah, there you go.